Hey YouTube, you're watching the Monday episode of CCS. My name's Cody, and you're watching that Christian news show thing that I do. But before we get into the news, first of all, I wanted to make two apologies. One, I'm sorry that the Thursday episode of last week was actually on Friday morning because of uploading problems. It was just ridiculous. And then two, I was sorry that it was so long. It was absolutely terrible. In my opinion, videos shouldn't be around 10 minutes long if they're just a short news thing, because 10 minutes isn't short. Yeah, wanted to say sorry for that, but the bigger one is the upload. It should have been on Thursday and it was on Friday. I don't know what was going on with my internet, but it was like discontinuing itself. Also, I'm gonna be doing this little like cheesy series. I'm gonna try to make it not cheesy, but it'll probably end up being cheesy the way I'm gonna roll it out, so be looking for that. It should be cheesy in like a good way, like a fun, cheesy way, but it's so cheesy, it's awesome type thing. I'm not gonna give like an official time that I'm gonna post those videos. Just keep your eyes out. If you subscribe to me, you'll see them. And if you don't subscribe to me, you should, so that you can see them. So that's about it. We'll go straight on to the news of the day, which is Occupy America? It's actually like Occupy the World. But Occupy America, you know, Occupy Denver, Occupy Wall Street, wherever you are occupying or you know people who are occupying. You know, Occupy Wall Street started in September, protest of the unequal distribution of wealth, showing that the world's economy just sucks. But that's been going on for a couple months now. And for a while the police were really mean. There's a lot of like police abuse going on, like all these videos on YouTube. And then it just got calm and nobody cared anymore. Like, the rest of this world is just kind of like, ugh. I don't even try to like post any news about it because it's just, it was already drawn out when I started doing this. And I guess police are not getting tired of it. Like, police are just cracking down and arresting everybody they can. The link in the description below has a video of kind of what I mean. It's different states where they're arresting people and just being kind of abusive. I don't know the Christian relevance there, but I wanted to bring that up because it's kind of a big news story happening right now. Is they're really cracking down on this movement. Going on to our second story, Kim Kardashian is suing Jonathan Jackson for $200,000. Jonathan Jackson is this Christian author who wrote a book about marriage and fake marriages and how marriages should be. And he used Kim Kardashian's last marriage as an example of a fake marriage. Obviously, that's not going to go well with her. It brings down her fame, and that's why she's suing him, is because it's defaming her, is the lawsuit. She's saying that there was this contract they had that he had to be confidential with her information. Jack says he doesn't have any contract, and neither of them signed it, so there is no confidentiality between the two, and that he can say whatever he wants, pretty much. Sucks for her, and it'll probably suck for him because he's paying $200,000. That's a lot of money for a book. So yeah, Christian authors talking about Christian stuff and getting sued. Maybe for good reason, maybe for bad reason. And that's actually your question of the day. Was Kim Kardashian's marriage real or fake, in your opinion? Love to see what you guys have to say, so leave a comment below with your answer. And the last story of the day brings us to Minneapolis. Gowanza Community Church is selling their stained glass. And they're making this 10,000 square foot building into kind of a shelter for women who are trying to run away from the sex trade, sex slaves, sex trade, prostitution, and things like that, and give them kind of a safe place to be so that they're not out on the streets doing that kind of stuff. Because a lot of prostitution is like a survival. You know, it's not one of those things that people go, man, that's what I want to be when I grow up. Pastor Alika Galloway is going to sell the stained glass because a lot of the women have gone into the building already and they feel the guilt of these, you know, really saintly looking images staring down upon them, and they feel condemned, which is it's sad. And so he said, you know, that he would sell the stained glass. They'll use the money to help with the cause of the, like, getting rid of the sex trade. In this way, they'll also get rid of the stained glass windows for the women that are going to be staying there. So there's no stumbling block, and it's helping the cause in the same way. So it's really cool that they're able to do that. This is the way that they live. They have to live because they don't know any other route and they can't get out of it. It's one of those jobs that once you get in there, you're stuck. It's hard to get out. There's no place to go. You have no money to get out. It becomes your life. And a lot of these women have kids. They have to pay for their kids, they have to pay for them, they're single mothers because they're out doing this, and it's just this really, really sad thing. So awesome that this church is doing this. It's really sad that they feel that they have to go that route and then they get stuck in it. And I'm really, really glad that there's people out there that are, reaching out their hand and pulling them out of that rut. So, prayers for them and happiness that this is going to happen. This is really, really good news. So going from that, we'll go on to our verse of the day. And the verse of the day is John chapter 8, verse 7. When they continued to question him, he said, "Let he who has never sinned cast the first stone." And then he stooped down and started to write on the ground. Now there's a lot in that verse. The main part that I was bringing up was, let he who has never sinned cast the first stone. Don't condemn people. You really need to read all of chapter 8 to really understand what's going on there. See, this woman commits adultery and all these people say, we were supposed to stone her to death according to the old law, Jesus. What do you say to that? And because he knows that this is a test from the Pharisees, he goes and he tells them, let he who's never sinned cast the first stone. All of you have sinned. You have no right to condemn this woman and think that you're better than them. Jesus said, love thy neighbor. And don't condemn them for their sins, If you sinned yourself, it makes you a hypocrite. Read chapter 8. It's not very long. And just read that story of it at least. It's really, really powerful. And I've already given you the question of the day, which is, do you think her marriage was fake or not? So, one more time, I'm going to have that little series thing up. Check that out when it comes on. I don't know when I'm going to have the first episode of that. Probably pretty soon though, because it's in my head. And I'm excited for it. Very, very much so. So, in closing, haters keep hating, Christians keep praying, and to everybody, like and subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.